Thank you. Good morning. In the next 5 minutes, I would like to carry you away from Canada and travel to the provinces of Tete and Manica in central Mozambique, where Pathfinder is working with Global Affairs Canada to improve gender equality so that adolescent girls and young women can exercise their rights to bodily integrity and their rights to sexual and reproductive health. Let me introduce you to 3 special girls. Filipa. I am 18 years old. I'm an orphan, and I take care of my niece. I got pregnant, and I went to a woman who helped me get rid of the pregnancy. I got sick afterwards. Abortion is taboo here, so I could not tell anyone. Luckily, I met an activista who brought me to the hospital. I was treated, and I am fine now. I had gone to the health facility before to ask for an implant, but the nurse told me that being so young, I could become infertile, so I didn't get it. This time, the nurse explained all of my options to me, and I started to use contraception. I can go back to school now. Diolinda. I am 14 years old. I was raped by 3 young men. I thought my body will tear apart. It was very painful. I didn't dare to tell my family until 4 days later, when I became very sick. I felt so ashamed. I felt I was worthless if people found out. One of the rapists proposed marriage. Thankfully, my parents didn't accept. Vania. I am 16 years old. I live in a small village. I finished 7th grade, and the secondary school is far from my village. And my dad says, why continue going to school? He wants me to marry with a man from the city, and I don't think I have a choice. These are not isolated cases. Pathfinder has carried out a survey in these 2 provinces of Mozambique, where we interviewed nearly 2,500 adolescent girls and young women. And they put numbers to our real-life stories. The survey shows that many girls drop out of school after 5th or 7th grade, that almost half of them marry before 18. Here we can see Vania, who may drop out of school and join that percentage. We also learned that more than half of girls interviewed are already mothers. Filipa was about to join those ranks too. And we can imagine how Vania's life will go, knowing that the majority of girls think that a man has the final say in the household, in a context in which more than a quarter of girls think that the husband has always right to have sex, or that there are situations in which wives deserve to be beaten too. Half of girls think that. Social norms dictate it. We also interviewed men, and the survey told us that almost 1 in 3 men think that a rapist can be forgiven if he marries the woman he raped. More than 25% thinks that a man can kick his wife out of the house if she is raped. So can you imagine Filipa's fear? So in this context, it shouldn't surprise us the attitude of that young man who raped Diolinda and asked to marry her afterwards. Or the fact that Diolinda didn't want to tell anyone about her rape or seek help. 1 in 4 men think that a woman who cannot bear children is not a real woman. Can you imagine Filipa's fear when the nurse told her that she could become infertile using contraception? But men also have pressure to show their manhood through their fertility. So this is not an easy context for those girls and young women who would like to delay or space their pregnancies. And if 1 in 3 men think that a woman who works outside the house is neglecting her role as wife and mother, what's the point of Vania continue going to school? Her parents believe that her future is in the arranged marriage. We keep learning from these girls and women and from the communities they live in to better understand its complexities and the local social and gender norms that shape it. But we are certain of some things. We know that gender inequality norms can be changed. We know that creating spaces for girls to share their ideas, learn about their bodies, their rights, and their health is essential. We know that girls must have access to unbiased health care. And we believe in the power of community dialogues, local reflection, and local actions. This is what motivates our team to continue challenging unequal norms, pushing for girls' and women's voices to be heard, engaging local leaders and decision makers, and improving youth-friendly services. We believe change is possible, though it will take time. But we believe that when given the opportunity, girls and women can make their rights a reality, so that we can tell different stories of the future Filipas, Deolindas, and Vanias across Mozambique and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Estrella. How interesting to listen to you.
Thank you.
You know what we all ask one another here at Women Deliver during this week? How will you use your power? So that's my question to you now. How will you use your power for good going forward?
Well, I think I will continue using my power to bring these voices and making these voices resonate all over and getting to know each other better and understanding the situations better and what these girls are going through. But always remember that they have also all this power and this potential. And they are very, very powerful. And also continuing to use my power to continue supporting my colleagues in moments where also in our work we feel frustrated. Just this morning, one of my colleagues told me of a case of a girl who had been raped in Gaza province in Mozambique, and she felt quite frustrated with the situation. And so I would also try to use my power to continue encouraging and supporting and giving strength.
When I listen to you, I hear that you are working as you do in solidarity. You're talking about the power and the agency of the girls and women you work with. And I think that is so important to remember that when we go from our own country or our organization to support and work with girls and women elsewhere, that we do it not as a handout or as a charity, but we do it out of solidarity.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, totally. And there is a word that I think in English is sisterhood.
Sisterhood.
In Spanish is sororidad, which I think is something that we really need to invest in more.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Another applause for Estrella.
Thank you.